we go.
New black Wall Street book club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street book club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street book club.
Hey, good morning, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, certified financial educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street and New Black Wall Street Book Club. And we are back because readers are leaders. We're getting our day started by going through the book, Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. That's what we're going to be going through today. We're still on rule number 3 or commandment number 3. We're going to end right here. So no matter whether we finish the chapter or not, we're going to finish we're going to move on, and hopefully you go ahead and get the book. Now, I will say this, man. It's been a pleasure actually learning from the richest black man in the world, and that's exactly what we're doing. So I see you, Miss Christine. Good morning. How are you? Can't see. How are you, Miss Roberts? How are you? Thanks so much for tuning in, Christine. I really want to know what's going on. How's everything going with the business? I know we talked, and I know you've been doing some styling. Still want to see some more stuff on your hair stuff, on your extensions and stuff. I'll be going over today to a black beauty supply store to share that stuff with you guys as well. Oscar, how are you? Good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. So wherever you are, Mr. Roberts. I see 2 people in your picture, so I don't know whether you the man, but Mr. Roberts, nonetheless, thanks so much for tuning in. And no matter where you are, guys, whether you're in New Black Wall Street or the Atlanta Black Business Network or Black Enterprise, if you do want to interact with us, just come on over to my personal page. Again, I'm ERGJ. Your certified financial educator. I actually bring investment education to the urban community. And while I'm talking about that, I don't know how long you guys are going to wait and watch like everybody else get rich. And I continue to preach this because this is what we do. But I don't know if you know this or not, but there's this thing, this is cryptocurrency. You guys probably heard about Bitcoin by now, hopefully, because Dr. Boyce Watkins finally did something on it. But beyond Bitcoin, there's this other currency called Ethereum. And Ethereum over the past month has appreciated 192%. Now, what does that mean? That means if you would have bought $50 worth of Ethereum, your $50 in 1 month would now be worth about $150. Because 100% would be $100. 200%, it would have doubled, which would have be $100, then $150. So if you'd have just did $50 in 1 month, your money would now be worth almost $150. And so I don't know how long you're gonna wait, how long you're gonna watch, what it's gonna take for you to just at least try. I mean, let me ask you this. I'm sorry, I gotta talk about this because we're talking about the richest black man in the world, getting lessons from him. And I'm pretty sure we're going to find somewhere in this book where he's going to be like, you got to try. I mean, when you evaluate risk versus reward, aren't you even going to try? I mean, are you going to try to make your money grow? I mean, my goodness, it's pretty, I'm baffled that I can talk about this stuff day in and day out. And I'm glad that some people have taken advantage of it. But I'm wondering about the people that haven't. Why not? Why aren't you at least trying? I mean, why don't you at least take a risk? I mean, you do it all the time anyway. It ain't like you don't waste your money anyway. So why not just at least go and try something different? But nonetheless, I'm not going to preach to you about that today because that's just not where I'm coming from. But if you are a person saying, you know what, I'm going to at least try, and you want to get a little bit of, a little free juice to get started, I'm going to leave my link down below where you can actually go and go and start your wallet. You got to get a wallet to get started. You got to get your wallet so that you can have some place to hold your money. It's a digital wallet for your digital cash, okay? So you can get your free wallet here. Just click on this link and go set up your wallet. At least go do that, okay? At least you say, I got my wallet set up. I don't know if I want to do nothing yet, but at least when I get ready to do something, then my wallet is good. When I do get ready, I'm good to go, and you go ahead and get that money, go ahead and start making your investment. But please, 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 okay? I'm begging you, try, do something different. Stop wasting your money and have no opportunity for return and learn how to make your money grow. 192% in 1 month. It's unheard of. And too many black folk are just watching. All right, www.ergj.net is where you can find me. You can also find me at Facebook, www.ergj.net. And I say this, guys, I believe that money is the exchange of value for value. Everybody put in comments below exchange. I believe it's the exchange of value for value. So if I'm going to give you value today, right, and it's going to hopefully change your life for some of the stuff that we're reading, then I hope that you would exchange your words of the experience that you have with ERGJ today and put that into a review on my business page. That's it. I'm not asking you to give me no money, just a review. Let people know how you feel after your time here today with ERGJ. That's the exchange I'm asking about. And also we do have the ERGJ Black Bazaar, where we bring African imported products, black-owned products, make it easy to practice group economics. So all the stuff that you see behind me is for sale. You want to get you a purse? You want to get you a dashiki? You know, Juneteenth is coming up. I hope you are prepared, right? You don't go out there with a t-shirt on, but you actually go represent your culture. Well, I can help you do that. And all you got to do is just go to ERGJ Black Bazaar. Let me know what you want to order. We'll get that thing out to you ASAP Rocky. All right, and also just want to let you know, last announcement, I got 2 more now. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do my couple announcements. Black Billionaires Club is now still in pre-sale. We're almost ready to print. Should be ready to print next week. So we're looking to have that thing out. I'm still trying to get it by Father's Day. I don't know if I'm gonna reach that, but my deadline was Independence Day. But I'm trying to get it out by Father's Day. If we can get that print back and we can start mailing that stuff off, we'll see what happens. But you can go to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com if you like to order. The book is about a study of black wealth. Everybody put in the comments below, study. If you want to be wealthy, then I suggest that you study wealthy people. Don't study broke folk. Study wealthy people. See what they have done. Learn and hear their stories. Let them tell you their testimony in text and learn from it. Well, what I've done is, out of the 2,043 billionaires in the world today, only 12 of them are black. And we're actually reading a book from the richest black man in the world, who's actually in the book that I wrote. So my hope is that you would not necessarily buy this for yourself, but at least you would get it for your kids. Because guess what? They not going to talk about this in Black History Month. As a matter of fact, most of you probably only know 2 or 3 of the richest black people in the world. Let's change that. And let's capture our own history. And as you see from the book, we do have some book jewelry from our African Pride collection. So if you like to get the book jewelry, which you see hanging down here, this is your African Pride book bookmark. You get the RBG, your red, black, and green beads with your African continent. And then on the other side, you get your Ankh symbol. And then we also do have your African Pride wrist jewelry, which is your bracelet, the RBG bracelet with your African continent symbol as well. So you can get the book jewelry for 10 or the wrist jewelry for 15 or both for 25. Go ahead and get your African Pride collection today. Just inbox me what you like to order. We'll get that out to you ASAP Rocky. Well, guys, we're getting right back into commandment number 3, which is sell cheap, give quality, but don't kill the competition. And if you remember, guys, we started with commandment number 1, where he told us the richest man in the world, the richest black man in the world, told us to get into a business for which you have a passion. And then commandment number 2, he told us to start small. But the key to that was not the small. The key was to start. Everybody put in the comments below, start. He told us that once I get past commandment number 2, if you ain't ready to start, we ain't got no more conversation. So hopefully you not listening today, you ain't started something that you have a passion for, and you get ready to get into that business. Because if you're wasting time, don't waste our time. Just go ahead and leave. Because we want to be around people that's just ready to start, ready to get something, do something different, ready to make something happen. And so now he's into commandment number 3, where he tells them sell cheap, give quality, but don't kill the competition. Let's see where I left off. I don't know where I was, but he said, don't think you're too busy here to buy. Okay, so let's just start here. But I am doing what I love, he protested. It is in my blood. To me, it is fun in business all the way. That is why I feel that I'm exceptionally blessed, because I'm making money doing what I love instead of paying for it. It is just like soccer, crazy youths who, while the lesson would be going on in the class, would sneak out to play football just for the love of it because it is in their blood, only for some wealthy people to come and tell them, come and be playing that ball that you love so much for us, and we will be paying you handsomely. Would the chaps not consider themselves lucky, being paid handsomely and at the same time being celebrated for doing what they love? So I think Christians call that a double portion. Everybody put double portion in the comments below. Call that a double portion. He pulled up a chair to the window and nodded that I should do the same. We were inside the last floor of the 25-story hotel in Dubai. A look outside seemed as if one was inside an aeroplane. Human beings that were walking on the road looked like ants. You said that you want to go home and start something, he asked affirmatively. But don't you think that you can pick one or two businesses here in Dubai? Here in Dubai, I gasped. Yes, here in Dubai, he repeated after me. His voice was very calm. Look, business is like journalism because in these two professions, there is no vacation. A journalist can say that he's on holiday, but anywhere he is and he sees something that is newsworthy, especially breaking news, he must report it. He cannot say, I am on holiday, let this news pass by. In the same vein, a businessman cannot see a business opportunity or say, because I'm on holiday, I will not explore it. Again, as a journalist always has his ears and eyes open for news, wherever he is, a good businessman should always have his eyes and ears open for business opportunities wherever he is. Everybody put in the comments below, open for opportunity. Open for opportunity. Are your ears and eyes always open for opportunity? Furthermore, as there is no limit to where news can come from, there is also no limit to where business opportunities can come from, provided that they are legal. Therefore, just as a journalist put their nose in the air to sniff for news anywhere they go, anywhere you go, you should also put your nose in the air to sniff for business opportunities. Also, you need to be doing is to look out for the needs of the people. When anywhere you find yourself, everybody put in the comments below, needs for the needs of the people. Needs of the people. He says that anywhere you find yourself, you need to be looking out for the needs of the people. If you see one, go further to check if it is commercial quantity. If it is, find one of the resources needed to take care of the need and what would come to you at the end. If it is profitable, just mobilize and go into it. So in other words, he's saying that the people have some problems or some issues, and if you can recognize the solution to these problems and they're profitable, go ahead and do it. Yeah, that needs of the people. Fulfill the need. Nature has made things in such a way that anywhere you go, there are always needs. The reason is that human needs are insatiable, but you cannot see these needs if you stay locked up in your hotel room, as you have done in the last 4 days, or even being chauffeur driven around the town. You discover them when you walk on the streets and you brush past people. You may even be inspired to start a perfume business there if the people are not smelling good, or to go into a textile business if they're not dressing well. You discover business opportunities when you go out and mingle with the high and the low. You cannot get to know things by staying locked up in a hotel room or by sitting behind a computer all day. Get out and get among the people. Because hotels are a world of fantasy and illusion. There, everything works. Touch the switch and the power would come. Turn the tap and the water would flow. Dial bar and drinks would come. Restaurant food would appear. That is the world of illusion and not our world. Stay there for 1 year and come out, and a 5-year-old boy on the street will be wiser than you. Now, what I want you to do is to enter the lift, press ground floor, and go to the street to see how the people here live. I want you to feel the heat of the sun as well as the cold of the rain. By the time you come back, you will be a more knowledgeable person. The offer was so irresistible that I was gone even before he could finish the last sentence. All my life, I've been an adventurer, and that was one of the reasons I chose Richard Branson as my hero. I like people who live differently and do things differently. The norm has always bored me. I detest being told that this is the way things is done, and for that reason, I should do it the same way. I always ask myself, why if the first person that did the thing had chosen to do it another way? Or what if? As the lift was racing down, my mind was filled with excitement because I like seeing new things. Back home, my peers used to wonder why at my age, discoveries and documentaries were my favorite programs on television. When I stepped out of the hotel premises into the streets, I felt eyes going up and down my body from passers-by. A black kid walking alone in the highbrow area of Dubai. I looked athletic in my sneakers and overall blue jeans with a fresh skin haircut. It was not quite noon on the weekday, but the weather was cold. I tucked my lower lip inside the upper one as I walked slowly with my hands inside the pockets of the jean jacket in order to keep myself warm. I walked all day, pricing some commodities and comparing the prices with what obtained in Nigeria. Also, had hearty discussions with some people that introduced themselves as Nigerian businessmen in Dubai. Some of them were exporting ceramic as well as bathing products to Nigeria. One of the questions that I asked them was, why were they exporting the products when they could be manufactured in Nigeria? Since we were taught in social studies class that a major raw material needed for production of ceramic products is clay. They have a large deposit of clay in Nigeria. I felt that it was like taking coal to Newcastle or to go to the Gold Coast. But they explained that the major problem was the absence of power in Nigeria. Everybody put it in comments below, absence of power. Said the major problem was the absence of power in Nigeria, or the absence of power in the black community. The major problem is the absence of power. They admitted that the products could be manufactured in Nigeria, but added that the cost of production would be very high. And at the end of the day, those who were importing would be selling cheaper and making more profit. After listening to them, I told myself that once the power situation improved in Nigeria, I would go into the local manufacturing of the products. My teacher had told me that before I decided to go into any business, I should check the population that would need my products and services. And I know that every home has a bathroom. Now, everybody put in the comments, we'll check the population. What the richest black man in the world is saying, has told his student, you and I, his pupils, is that before you go into business, to check the population. And in his case, he said that bathroom equipment could be, he said that he knows that every home has a bathroom. So when I talk to you guys and I present opportunities like True Detergent, where you can actually sell detergent, why am I saying this? Because I checked the population. And what I found in the population is that everybody washes their clothes. Hence the reason why I had no problem selling detergent to people who already wash their clothes. Hence the reason I had no problem getting 100 and 150% return on my investment, because I had no problem doing something or providing something that people were going to do anyway. Now, why do I promote and tell people about this opportunity to sell the purest, all-natural alkaline water from another black-owned company? Why do I tell people about this? Because I checked the population, and everybody drinks water. So to me, it's very easy to get people to buy what they already buy anyway. The question is, are they going to buy from me? See, so the things that I do, I check the population. Everybody washes their clothes. That's an opportunity for profitability. Everybody drinks water. A huge opportunity for profitability. But here's what I found. what I found is that everything ain't for everybody. And a lot of people are allergic to prosperity. They would rather do what they're doing, which isn't bringing them any profitability, than try to do something new that can bring them a bunch of money. A lot of people are allergic to prosperity, and here's the reason why I came up with the hashtag, we sick, boss. All right, get back to the book. He said, products and services that I know that every home has a bathroom. I also know that bathroom equipment could be produced and sold at affordable rates. Everybody would like to have them. Therefore, it's not only that the demand would continue to be there to the end of time, it would also continue to increase as population increased. The next day, after we had our breakfast and Dangote went in for his business meetings, I hit the street and continued with my discoveries. This time around, I did not wait to be persuaded. That was what I was doing until it was time for us to go. However, I did not know that all the while I was walking the streets thinking that I was alone. I was not really alone. My teacher had hired a private detective to follow me up and down the streets to make sure that nothing bad happened to me. It was when I had packed my bag and was about to enter a car to the airport that one white man came and patted my hands affectionately and wished me safe journey back to Nigeria. I looked at him and wondered why somebody that I had no business with should do that. However, his face was not all that strange. I felt that I must have a glimpse of the face, maybe a passing glance. I feel I've seen you somewhere, I said timidly. He smiled and said, I was your companion while you were walking the streets of Dubai. My name is Steve Coffin. I'm a private detective. I turned and stared at my teacher. So you fooled me, I said. He grinned at me. What did you think you were, John Rambo and Commando put together? That's why you would be walking the streets of Dubai alone. He opened the car door and entered. Hope to see you again soon, the detective said, and waved at us as the car began to slide through the tarmac. But my teacher did not return the compliment. He was talking to you, I said to him. He shook his head and said, no, it was not me he was talking to. It was you. Why? I asked, surprised as I had no business in Dubai. Why should I be returning soon? He is a seer. He has seen you coming back to Dubai. I became confused, but he said he was a private detective, I said. My teacher thought for a while and said, now listen to me. Now listen, let me tell you what happened. For security reasons, one of the buttons of all the jackets that you wore while walking on the street had a mini recorder attached to it, and the decoder was in his pocket. So all the conversations that you had with people were getting back to him, and he has no doubt in his mind that you saw gold in Dubai and would come back to exploit it. I share the same view because I have listened to the recordings. We were happy with the type of questions that you were asking, the comparisons that you were making, and so on. One of the reasons why people don't do well in business is they don't ask the right questions. Let that sink in. One of the reasons why people don't do well in business, and I would say not just business, I would say one of the reasons why people don't do well in life is because they don't ask the right questions. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever been around someone who asks the type of questions that lead them nowhere, that spins them around in circles, and they just ask without any direction for why they're asking the question? You ever met somebody just ask questions just to ask a question? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, asking the right questions should lead you somewhere. You're asking a question, hopefully, for discovery. You don't ask a question just so you can be right. You don't ask a question just to validate what you already believe. Hopefully, you're asking a question for discovery. Everybody put in the comments below, discovery. To discover something, to find out something, to uncover something. You ask a question for revelation, knowledge, not the knowledge that you already have. Asking the right questions is what can get you the right answers. Asking the wrong questions can definitely get you an answer, but it may not be an answer that leads you to revelation. Ask the right questions. In your relationships, are you asking the right questions? At your job, are you asking the right questions? As it relates to your customers, are you asking the right questions? As you are looking to develop in business, are you asking the right questions? It's very important, because if you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answers. If you ask the right questions, you will get the right answers. But some people, instead of asking why, which is deeper and more revealing, they would be asking how, which is short road that leads to nowhere. A few minutes later, we were in the air heading back to Nigeria. But as the plane kept on eating up the kilometers, I kept unconsciously turning my head backwards, as my mind kept on telling me that I have something to do in Dubai. And as the coffin prophecy, I might be back. On our return to Nigeria, I did not rush into business immediately. Rather, I decided to fine-tune some of my strategies. What's going on, Kelvin? How are you, sir? My teacher had promised me 500 cartons of juice, and also promised to ensure that a vehicle was available for 3 months to convey them at whenever I wanted to sell them. But he did not promise giving me a single dime. He had told me that money is the last thing that is needed in business, and that since he had provided me with the knowledge and the products, I should go ahead and create the money. The richest black man in the world just said this: money is the last thing that is needed in business. Everybody put in the comments below, money is the last thing. See, some people, many of us, we think that money is the principal thing. We always focus on the money, and money is the last thing you have to worry about or concern yourself about. The good book tells us that wisdom is the principal thing. But too many of us have made money the principal thing. And because we are out of order, we find ourselves making very little progress, because we have made money the principal thing instead of wisdom being a principal thing. And he told his student, and he's telling you and I, that money is the last thing that is needed in business. In the comments below, I would like for you to share one thing that is more important in business, or is needed, is a priority in the needs list of structuring your business. If money is the last thing that is needed, then in the comments below, I'd like for you to tell me something that is needed prior to money as it relates to you starting your business. What is something that you need that's more vital or is higher on the totem pole of priority than money? Because the richest black man in the world is teaching us today that money is the last thing that is needed in business. So what's something that's more important? What's something that should take priority over the money that you seek? AV said a product. If you got to have a product first. A product. Passion. Having passion. Passion is more important than money. Myra said mentoring, learning from someone who has successfully navigated the business that you want to be in. Getting some wisdom from the experience of the ages. Kelvin said integrity, the way in which you're going to do business should come before you concern yourself with money. Wanda said adding value to someone's life. Adding value. We understand that the more value that you bring, the more money you can command in the marketplace. AV said a market, knowing where you're going to be able to sell your stuff is more important than money. Mr. Austin, Jesse also said your will to not give up. Your decision that you are never going to quit on your dream is more important than money. Why? Because the money could run out. The money is just a tool to finance the mission. but it's not the mission. So your will, your desire, your want to see whatever dream you have become a reality, your burning desire is way more important than money. And I would say your burning desire is going to attract money. Mr. Buchanan says this, the purpose, your purpose is more important and is needed for your business prior to money. And I hate to tell you this, black folk, but many of you have not started working on your dream because you're waiting on money. And the richest black man in the world, from his 10 commandments, just taught us a very simple thing, which the Bible has probably taught you before, that money is the last thing that is needed in business. That since he provided you with knowledge and the products, you should go ahead, and he says this, and I want everybody to put this in the comments below. Go ahead and create the money. Create the money. Create the money. Don't you understand that the value that you bring to the marketplace, the ideas that you have that are valuable, that you've constructed into this well-organized, thought-out plan, that people will pay for your plan. He says go out and create the money. The same way the Federal Reserve just prints bills, dollars, you can go out and create the money. You can create a demand for your product or your service. You can create it. You can get people to prepay for your stuff if you present it well. This is why I tell you that the belief that you gotta have money to make money is a myth. It is a false idea that the masses want to believe, because if they can find something to believe in, then they can justify why they don't get started. They can justify sitting on their buttocks. Go out and create the money. All this from the richest black man in the world. Now, here's what I find odd. Is black folk will look at the richest black man in the world, not read any of his books, not learn anything from him, and have a whole bunch to say about that which they don't know. We sick, boss. I don't want you to start with money so that you will not make the mistake of thinking that money is what is needed most in business, he had told me. I used 7 days to understand the woman who would be my competitor in the school. During that period, I discovered the source of her supply, the price at which she was being supplied. Research is more important than money. How much profit she was making per carton and per pack, as well as her rate of return. I also discovered that the company that supplied her brand of product supplied the same rate as did the company whose brand I was to sell. The implication was that I could not afford to sell cheaper than her, or else I would sell myself out of the market, as my teacher had rightly taught me. I had wanted to use that as one of the strategies to capture the market. I therefore had to change strategy. See, once you do your research and you understand your market, sometimes you have to change strategy. Everybody put in the comments below strategy. Sometimes you have to change your strategy. You don't abandon the goal. You might just change the strategy. The goal remains the same. The goal must be, in my eyes, to dominate. And your goal remains the same. Now, your plan of attack, how you're going to attack might change. That's going to be your strategy. Your strategy can alter. If you see the first strategy didn't work, try another one. But the goal remains the same, to dominate. So therefore, I had to change strategy. Instead of waiting for buyers to come to me, I decided to take the product to them. I started by appointing sales kids in the classes where I've had friends. Every morning after the vehicle brought the product, I would give a carton each to my sales kids with a stern warning they must not sell until break period so that they will not disrupt the lessons and thus incur the wrath of the principal. They abided by the instruction and everything worked out well. Well, before I started the business, students used to go to the woman's shop to buy juice, some even buying at the tail end of the time allotted for break, since they would first of all play. But if the bell rang in a hurry to get back to their respective classes, they would drop the empty packets on the field and every place would be looking untidy. However, with my own style, they bought in the class on their way out for break, and as such would have all the time in the world to drink and dispose the packs properly before their games. The method really helped to improve the state of sanitation in the school, to the extent that the principal during a particular day's morning assembly commented on the change of attitude by the students towards the disposal of used items, though he never poured encomiums on me for turning the classrooms into a market of sorts. So what he just did was that he realized, I can't undersell this person. I can't sell my stuff for cheaper than she does because I'm gonna sell myself out of market. But what I can do is find a way to distribute my products in a better way that's going to be a win-win for everybody. A win for the students and a win for the school. And it's something that he did, which is called ingenuity, right? Ingenuity that goes beyond what the older lady or the lady that was already in business was doing, right? Hey, what's up, Barry? Thanks so much for the self-promotion, brother. That's what it's all about. It's all about self-promotion, man. It's all about you and what you're doing. I appreciate that, brother. You know that's gonna make you look bad at the end of the day. But just to let you know, but thanks so much anyway. No hello, no how you guys doing? No, I appreciate what you're doing here, brother. It's all about me, and your selfishness just caused you a block, by the way, brother. Just want to let you know that in advance. Get ready for the block as soon as I get done with this. This is just what I don't play around when it comes to selfishness in my community. I mean, my goodness. Hello. Thanks so much, guys. I want to let you know I started something. But no, we must be selfish. It's all about us when we come into a place where we're giving to our community. That's just messy, brother. That's just messy. Hopefully you learned something today that you didn't know before you came on 5 minutes ago. However, my own style, I said my school had quite a large number of students, since I was talking the products to them just as Coca-Cola is doing to the schools in the United States. And since I was selling at the same rate they would have gone out to buy, I was able to exhaust the 500 cartons in 1 month. It was not, however, a smooth ride. There were lots of hiccups. For instance, on more than 5 occasions, the vehicle that was bringing the product disappointed by not coming. But being mindful that we are operating in a human society where systems are not perfect, I had anticipated the disappointments and had made alternative arrangements. I had kept aside the initial money I realized from the business as an emergency fund. Since school began at 8 o'clock in the mornings, Monday through Friday, I made sure that I called the driver by 7. And once I read any uncertainty from his voice, I would call a motorcyclist to go to the factory and bring the quantity that I would sell for the day. I chose motorcycle as my plan B because of the traffic situation in Victoria Island in particular and Lagos in general. I did not want a situation where a vehicle bringing a product would get stuck in traffic for hours and thus negatively affect my business. See, he had a plan B, and his plan B wasn't to go away from his goal. His plan B was the plan B strategy to allow him to keep on doing business even in the midst of traffic. So the goals still remain the same. Plan B doesn't mean you got a different goal. Plan B just means you have a different plan of attack. A plan of attack. At the end of the month, luckily for me, was a Saturday. Instead of waiting for my teacher to call me to come to the conference room, I called him to meet me there. I was bubbling with happiness. The entire money was intact apart from one I paid this motorcyclist on the occasion. No problem, Barry. We cool now. I know if you're still here now, brother. It's all good. The entire money was intact apart from one I paid to the motorcycles on occasions. The vehicle failed to show up. I was not paying my sales kid. They were even happy selling the juice because it was giving them a lot of attention and influence, especially when the demand was more than supply and they had used their discretion to decide on whom to sell. So, Barry, you're about to launch your Shopify store today. You're almost done. So in the comments below, let us know what this is about. Now, the reason why I made a statement was because of your entrance. I have no issue with you. It's just the way in which you presented your information. But at this time, I would like to know what it is that you're starting, because I do congratulate you for starting something. I don't know what it is. You just left a link. But if you could tell us a little bit about your business, you might be able to find a little bit more support as you launch your store today. So everybody put in the comments below, congratulations, Barry. We do appreciate you, brother. We do acknowledge that you are doing something, and hopefully it's successful. So we definitely do acknowledge that as a businessman going out into a new venture. I don't know how many businesses you might got, but nonetheless, congratulations on launching your store today. But please tell us a little bit about what it is. I see True Gamer Shop. I guess it's a gaming store. I'm not quite sure. But please tell us what it is. And congratulations, Barry Collins, on launching your store today. And hopefully, I don't know whether it's been the book that's helped you out or whatever it's been, but hopefully your time with us here at the New Black Wall Street has pushed you forward into your new venture. I was going to do that too, Vincent. Barry. I was trying to avoid that. He probably gets that a lot. A country song was playing from my teacher's laptop when he came into the room. He was humming the song. He was radiating a peace of mind. He had it been that it was not his month of birth. Oh yeah, cool. So you got some people that's gonna visit. Tell us about the store, Barry. He stood up and disappeared in the room. He started ruminating. Add this to this money, he said as he sat down. That is the money you paid to the cyclist on the 5 days the vehicle did not come. I deliberately told the driver not to come on those days, and not that the vehicle broke down or that the driver was indisposed. I just wanted to know how you would handle the situation. I wanted to know your capacity to respond to emergencies, and I wanted to commend you for your foresight. I'm aware that I did not teach you that, but I strongly believe that God did not create any human being empty. God did not create any human being empty. Inside each and every one of us, God buried lots of potentials, lots of gifts. While some try to unearth them by themselves, others wait for school to unearth their gifts and potentials for them. But what you should know is that there would always be a world of difference between the person that discovered his potentials and gifts by himself and the person that waited for a career counselor to do that for him. In fact, those who discover their potentials by themselves usually start early, and as such become adept at them early in life. It is these people that are called geniuses. It is these people that are called geniuses. So it's the people, I don't know if it's working or not. It's the people, I want to read this again. And we'll stop here. It's only 4 more pages. You guys, let me go a little bit further. I'll try to go a little bit further. We got 10 more minutes. So he says, I'm aware that I did not teach you that, but I strongly believe that God did not create any human being empty. Everybody put in the comments below, I am not empty. I am not empty. Inside each and every one of us, God buried lots of potentials, lots of gifts. While some try to unearth them by themselves, others wait for the school to unearth their gifts and potentials for them. But what you should know is that there would always be a world of difference between the person that discovered his potentials and gifts by himself and the person that waited for a career counselor to do that for him. In fact, those who discover their potentials by themselves usually start early and as such become adept at them early in life. It is these people that are called geniuses. The truth is that the school does not discover what somebody is. What it does is to brush you up on the area in which you show interest. This is because there is no instrument that can be used to discover the potentials or the gifts that God gave to somebody. It is only when somebody consciously or unconsciously begins to show interest in one endeavor or another that a coach or a career counselor would come and help to develop him in that area. However, if you are fortunate to discover your potentials or gifts by yourself, you would be original in what you are doing. You would be your own hero. And as such, in a world of your own hero. Your own hero. If you are fortunate to discover your potentials and gifts by yourself, you would be your own hero. Now, I know this might be a little difficult to write, but in the context of what we're talking about right now, everybody put in the comments below, my own hero. My own hero. Now, when you think about this, what I want you to think about is your future self. As you broadcast out into your future, 10 years from now, I'm hoping that you see your own hero. I'm hoping that as you look 10 years from now, that you see a man or a woman that you're proud of. I'm hoping that as you broadcast your life 10 years from now, you can see your own hero being your own role model because of your future self and the development that you are beginning or that you're starting or that you're continuing right now. Your own hero hopefully is your future self. And every day that you arise and that you go out and you attack the world, you are making you're getting one step closer to becoming your own hero. And here's the beautiful thing. It never stops, because 10 years from now, you're going to broadcast 10 years further to become your own hero. Now, if you woke up this morning and you look 10 years from now and you can't see your own hero in your future self, well, there's some things, there's a direction, and there's a path that you have a choice to make right now. Are you going to continue going down the path that doesn't lead you to your own hero? Or are you going to make a change or a shift or a 180-degree turn and decide today to go on a different path that'll lead you to becoming your own hero? There's two very powerful cartoons, 3, 4, I can think of all of them. They're very popular when I was growing up. In the comments below, tell me who is your favorite superhero. Now, as I ask you that, whatever you put in the comments below, who's your favorite superhero? If you used to watch cartoons or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Your superhero. You're like, man, that's awesome. They always did something. They was a regular person, and then all of a sudden they turned into Superman. It was a regular guy, and he turned into He-Man. She was a regular chick, and then she turned into She-Ra or whatever her name was. Who was your favorite superhero? Now, as you place that idea of this superhero, he said Spider-Man, so Peter Parker. Now, I want you to consider yourself and what happens when you get the juice and you become a superhero. What I'm trying to explain to you right now, black folk, you got to get it. It's something that's unconscious. It's something that's way back, that you are a superhero. Sometimes you got to go in the booth and change clothes. Sometimes You gotta go through something. Sometimes, again, Incredible Hulk, you gotta get mad and upset and not stressed out, but you gotta have that type of energy that turns you into the Hulk. Well, you will have nothing will stop you. Sometimes, as a woman, you gotta clang those wrist bracelets together like Wonder Woman and become this powerful goddess that you know that you are. What I'm trying to help you to see is that there is greatness on the inside of you. And if you just tap into your greatness, then we will be looking at Superwoman and Superman, Super Black Woman and Super Black Man. And you become your own hero when you tap into your greatness. Lion, though, man. Oh, my goodness. You're taking me back with that lion, though. Thundercats. Oh! But black man and black sister, you absolutely are a superhero. You are a superhero. If you think about everything that you've been through in life, if you think about the history of black folk, we are superheroes. We cover our greatness. We don't have a fear of being of failure. We've seen that. We have a fear of success. We don't have a fear of inadequacy. We got a fear of greatness, that we're great beyond measure. Each and every black person today on this Friday, June 9th, if you should watch this at any point in time in your life, I want you to know that you are great, that you are a superhero, that you got a capital B for blackness, and hopefully you are black and you are proud. You can do phenomenal things, marvelous things. You can change the world if you tap into your greatness, the potentials and the gifts that God has given you specifically to bring heaven down onto earth. You are great. You are special. You are a phenomenal woman. You are a man of valor. Tap into your greatness. And then you will see, as I've been preaching and I've been trying to tell for so long, that the whole world is waiting on us. The entire world is waiting on black folk to tap into their greatness and get back to where they were. Real kings and queens that dominated empires. We must know our history and where we come from and tap into the greatness of our ancestors. You see, you got greatness on the inside of you. You've got potentials and you've got gifts. But will you take any time over this weekend to uncover? First, you must uncover your greatness. And then number two, you must own your greatness. Everybody put that in comments below. First, uncover your greatness. And then own your greatness. Let me say that again. First, you must uncover your greatness. It's already there. Uncover it. Then number two, own your greatness. And I believe the second step is one of the most difficult, because when you begin to own your greatness, you begin to see just how wonderful and powerful and the responsibility that comes with it. And some people don't want to own their greatness because they realize that to whom much is given, much more is required. And the responsibility of the person who owns their greatness is paramount. But it is worth it. I'll repeat that again. The person who owns their greatness, the responsibility that comes with that is paramount. But it is worth it. Well, guys, got about 3 more pages to go in the commandment number 3, which is to sell cheap, give quality, but don't kill the competition. And hopefully today on this fantastic Friday, you got some good nuggets. In the comments below, I'd like for you to let us know what it is that you learned today. What was your takeaway from today? Was it even worth your time to be here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club as we get lessons from the richest black man in the world? Barry said, thanks for the self-lesson you taught me today. Not a problem, Barry. You said that your site will be selling gamer keyboards, gamer consoles, and mouses. Thanks, everyone. Not a problem, brother. If you want, please go ahead and put your site again down in the comments so we can make sure we capture that. But also, again, guys, I know I talk faster than you type, but this is a way for you to share what it is that you learn. Because at the end of the day, the richest black man in the world said, I didn't come here just for you to listen, just for you to get information. I came so that you could take something, apply it to your life, and start something now. So what is your takeaway from anything that you've heard today? And also, as you're writing that, I want you to consider the exchange that I mentioned earlier, which is exchange is the exchange of value for value. If you feel like you've gotten great value out of today, then you will head on over to my business page and you would leave a review based off the value that you received. It's a simple lesson that price is what you pay, but value is what you get. And the price that you paid to be here today was about 45 minutes of your time. And we know that time is more valuable than money. And as you think about that, you say, well, what value did I receive for the time that I spent here with ERGJ? My goal is always that you receive way over and above the value of the time and or the money that you spent with the ERGJ experience. So as you get done with this or sometime today, hopefully right now, because you'll forget, go on over to ergj.it and leave a review. So we say here that Myra said that, oh yes, valuable information. Daryl Commandment, you got a store. We need to know what your store is about. I hate when people just leave links. Tell us about your stuff first, so it gives us a reason to click on your link. Kelvin said, always worth the time. Be my own hero. This Kelvin from Augusta. We're coming to Augusta in 2 weeks on the 24th, I believe. We'll be down. I'll let you know about that. You can come visit us. Get there. Let me shake your hand. Let me love on you. Let me hug you or something. She said, thank you, quality time with you, learning and tell others about you. Mr. Katz and Mr. Roberts said, money is not first. It's the last thing that you need in business. Well, guys, remember, we do have the book coming out. Feel free to support us there. Really what I'm looking for is people to help me get into the schools. I want to travel. My goal with my book tour is to go to every school, high school, elementary, middle school, college, every church, every organization where black folk are that are interested in learning more about money. We're going to use the book to educate one another and get rid of all of this sickness that permeates us as it relates to money and poverty. We got to change the way that we think so we can change the results that we have in our life. Well, guys, this is new. Believe in self. It's important to start. Don't wait for money. Don't wait for money. Create it. I love that. Believe in yourself. Waiting to let me. I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. All right, guys. Well, this is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator with the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We'll be back on Monday to get into commandment number 4 from the 10 Commandments on money from the richest black man in the world. You can find them also in the new book that I've written, The Black Billionaires Club. And to support that book, just go over to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Get your pre-order today and go ahead and get pre-orders for everybody in your class. Okay, just go ahead and take care of the whole class. Make sure you give the gift of knowledge to somebody else. Well, guys, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village and it starts with us. Let's build black wealth together. Have a fantastic Friday. I'll see you soon.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah.